Hey, how's everyone doing again? It's Josh, making another quick video about my kit setup. I'm a medic. I was with the infantry. Most of the time, my missions were some dismounted, some patrolled, mostly dismounted. So this is why I had my kit set up the way I did. It was beneficial for me. I was still able to get in and out of vehicles, but I didn't have to carry an aid bag, which a lot of times that didn't sit well with some of the squad leaders, platoon sergeants, PLs. Basically what I had to do was just show them exactly how much stuff I carried on me, and that way they could see that I was pretty much a walking aid bag, because I really can't stand wearing an aid bag. I just hate it. So a couple things. One thing I picked up was this little Energizer hard case battery. It takes the single AA, so it works out really well. Has a IFF strobe on it as well. It does white light and blue light. Let's see if the battery's still good here real quick. So, no, it's on IR. Oh, it is on IR. It does have IR capability as well, so you can use it with your nods. Does white light, pretty bright. Has a couple settings. Does not do strobe with visual light. So, and then the other side is blue. You push it once, it turns on. Push it again, it goes dimmer and dimmer until it's off. Pretty good. Comes with a helmet mount that you can mount on your helmet, so it worked out really well. And also a little clip here that mounts through the molly gear, and you can put it on, which I used several times while on my knees taking care of casualties. So onto the kit, the new TAPS system. Let's switch my camera view here real quick. It has some fast clip buckles that way you don't have to use like the stupid straps that go all the way around, whatever. Plate carrier comes with these little adapters, so it goes around the plate carrier straps. It also has the little clips that goes through the IOTV, and they hook up all on top. So basically my setup, I got a lot of stuff from Tactical Tailor, not just because I'm stationed here at Fort Lewis, but because the pouches are really good quality. What I would recommend is getting a couple of these tall pouches here. They hold a lot of kit, a lot of stuff inside. Inside they have some elastic straps to hold stuff in place. Don't really need those a whole lot. The other thing that I got was just a regular pouch. They didn't have one that didn't have the red, because it's supposed to be like a makeshift IFAC pouch. I think the saw pouches are about the same. As long as it has the buckle here, that's what I used it for. Mostly because I got my tie down here for my nods. I kept my nods in here. It fit in here really well, as long as, I don't know how your unit is, but no one cared if I kept my round mount on my helmet, so I was able to free that space up. So I was able to keep my nods in here. I also kept my my pulse socks, little baggie of Motrin, Tylenol, kept headlamp, what else I keep in there? Extra batteries for my PEC, all my optics, stuff like that, nods, whatnot. I liked it because it Velcroed, and if I didn't want it to Velcro, it does have this little pouch that comes over it, so that way you could just use the clip. I liked it because it had the clip and the Velcro, which I was able to, really make sure that my nods were in here. Plus, it had the loop up top that I could put my nods tie down to, so I knew I wasn't going to lose them. As for the rest of the pouches, well, here's the whole thing. IFAC was on the left. I don't know what your unit does, but ours was always on the left. Then I had three main pouches. Basically, the middle one, I did all bleeding control stuff. I didn't put any emergency bandages. I prefer to use gauze and ace wraps because I can get it tighter. I can pack it in there really well. So I did one pouch was just pretty much ace wraps, just filled to the brim with ace wraps and a roll of tape at the top. This other pouch here was nothing but gauze and combat gauze. And then this other one was all my airway stuff. I was able to fit a King LT inside there, Crite kit, MPAs, chest seals, and needle D. So I could take care of all the airway stuff, all the bleeding control stuff, and then have my little pouch here for my nods and whatnot. No pokey bait, but that's the way it is. Of course, you got all your mags, and then on the back side, this little pouch here, I kept my VS17 panel in the center Velcro area here. Some dust still from Afghanistan there. I kept emergency trauma blanket for hypothermia. I had like 3 in there. Nice little flat ones. The round ones, they don't really fit, these ones. But the TC3 cards, quite a few of them. And then my mace exam for TBI. This next pouch over here that has a zipper is where I kept my Narcan. I don't know if you guys use Narcan, morphine, whatever, but that's where I kept my Narcan. Morphine would also fit in there. You'd have to make sure you carry the cartridge so you could actually inject it as well. Then in these, on the tap system itself, it has really large pouches at the end. So you got all your magazine pouches, and then it's like a big pouch at the end. You can fit like the M14 mags or the dagger, or whatever. I kept my scissors in there. You can also keep, real thin stuff, whatever you want, and a couple protein bars, whatever. Carried a full combat load. If I didn't carry, I also carried tourniquets here with my scissors on the side pouches. They're wide enough that you can fit 2 tourniquets each. So I carried 4 tourniquets as well as all the other bleeding control stuff and all the other pouches, and then I kind of had my seam ripper here, just kind of belted in. For a little while there, I was using these other little pouches you can get from Tactical Tailor, and they fit real nice on top of here. But what I found is that I was just too far out, and when when you're getting shot at, you're laying down on the ground, I just didn't feel like I could get low enough. So I ended up taking these off and just stuck with the 3 main pouches. If I don't know how your unit is, but if medics, they don't require a full combat load, just carry, which I did for a little while too. I carried 4 mags plus 1 in, so I have 5 total. Then the other 2 mag pouches that were empty, I put more tourniquets in. Always can never have enough tourniquets. Plus I carried them in my cargo pockets. The other thing I carried was above my actual kit. I carried a little admin pouch up top, on top of the plate carrier, and also got this from Tactical Tailor. I don't remember how much all that stuff cost, but it has some little bungees here underneath. I kept a Kim light, I'm having a brain fart, I remember what it's called. I had a Kim light on a 550 cord for signaling, emergency signaling. It has this little, once you open it up, it has this little fold out that is plastic. So I kept the TC3 card in there so I could, and a 9-line. So I could write down wherever I wanted with my alcohol markers, map markers, make any kind of notations I needed to about the patient, casualty, whatever's going on, and always carried an extra Sharpie. Always, never have enough Sharpies. It's got a spot for other, miscellaneous items. I kept a little notepad there, write paper on, whatever. Then it's got 2 pouches up here. I kept my compass in one, and I got ear pro in the other. If you don't carry ear pro, I generally do. Then this flashlight also fits in there, and that way if you're not storing it on your helmet or storing it on the actual clip, then you can store it inside so it doesn't fall off. That's pretty much my setup. Oh yeah, and then on my back, I had this Camelback carrier. It's from Condor, I think. It's got Velcro. The name tape is the way I figured it out. Kept water in there, and then I also kept my my Polis litter. It's a nice little Polis litter here. Depending on the size, whichever Polis litter you might have or whatever your unit has. This came with my aid bag. It's a London Bridge, I believe. So fit in there real nice, and I was still able to have enough water for long patrols and be good to go. So that's pretty much, you know, how I carried all my kit and whatnot. Like I said, I don't really remember how much it cost, but it worked for me. You know, try your own thing, see what works for you. It's what works for, what I found worked for my situation. Obviously, if you're doing mounted patrols, it's going to be a little bit different. So, anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and hope it was informative for any future medics getting ready to deploy out there.